folks, so today's video is another week, another palette, and this week's palette is the Kat Von D Shade Light Eye palette. Go a little bit old school. This palette came out a little bit ago, so I know a lot of you may have it. It's also one that I feel like is sort of like a staple palette. A lot of people are using it as just sort of your basic neutral palette. I've had this for a good while now, so I really know the ins and outs of the palette and my opinions on it. So the first one that I started off with today is just more of a cool tone eye. This is one that I like to pull out whenever I'm looking to do more of a cool tone eye, which is very rare for me because I typically lean towards more of like rusty colors and warmer shades. But every now and then I like to do something like this depending on what lip color I pair it with. Today I paired it with just sort of a new product that I was playing around with. But yeah, if you guys want to know how to do this look, then just stay tuned and here's the tutorial. Alright, so the shades that we're going to be using today are going to be this sort of middle section. The names for this, I can't pronounce half of this stuff. This is Lazarus, Salos, Shax, and Liberatus. Today because I've done nothing but like peaches and stuff for the last week, so I kind of wanted to switch it up a little bit, so we're going to use those four. And then for brushes, just using three, using just a flat shader brush for all over the lid, a 217 for in the crease, and then just a little sort of like pencil brush for a little bit more detail work in the crease as well. Alright, so first off we're going into that sort of white shade. This is going to go all over the lid as well as down in the inner corner. And basically this is just going to brighten up the entire lid all the way up to the brow bone. And one thing about these shadows is that they do have a ton of kick up and a little bit of fallout, but they blend really nicely and they're soft, so there's pros and cons there for sure. Alright, so we put that white shade all over. Next I'm going to go into Lazarus. This is actually like my favorite contour shade. So I heard that they were making it so that you can get that color individually. I'm gonna need that. So anyway, we're just picking up Lazarus on the 217 and this is gonna go just right into my crease. And these colors just blend so easily together. It's one of those things that's just mindless. It's like you don't have to put too much thought into it. You just know that you can like kind of smear these around and it's gonna look good. Alright, so with that shade on, next thing we're going to go into the slightly darker one. This is more of just like a cool tone brown. So I'm just going to take a little pencil brush and I'm really just going to focus this just right on like the outer crease. Just place it there because I want a little bit of detail. And then I'm just going to take that brush that we used earlier and just blend that out. And then I pick up a little bit more of Lazarus and just put that right on top and it's going to just smoke everything out nicely. Alright, and then next we're just going to take the flat brush. I'm going to go into Lazarus. This is going to go right underneath my bottom eyelashes. And I really like this color. It's like the perfect sort of like smoked out, like cool tone contour color on me. I use it as a contour on my face, so it's obvious that I'm gonna like it as an eyeshadow blended out. Okay, so then that's everything for the eyeshadow. Next up I'm gonna do a little bit of an eyeliner, not too much of a wing, just sort of a simple wing. Again, this is just something that I would wear to work, maybe not make it as dark on the bottom. So one thing I do want to mention is that most of the looks that I wear this week would actually be really good base looks for those who like neutrals but then also want to add a little pop of color. I feel like with this look in particular you could do a really interesting sort of inner corner color like a blue or a green or really a pop of anything, and it would just make that like a little bit interesting. And so keep that in mind that you can always take one of these neutral looks, add a little bit of color if that's something that you're interested in. Alright, so then that's what it looks like with the eyes complete with just a little bit of liner and mascara. Next I'm moving on to the face. So as I mentioned, I use this middle shade as a contour a lot. It's like almost my perfect contour shade. This is a little bit more of a cool toned color than NYX Taupe Blush is. That's a little bit more warm. And so depending on the look, I like using one or the other. And then for my blush, I'm using a little bit of Milani's Luminoso, just more of a light wash of color. I got this little NARS Velvet Lip Glide from Sephora Perk, and so this is the color in Le Palace. I don't know. I'm just going to try this because I haven't tried it yet. It's just been sort of sitting on my counter. Like, I'm not the person who's ever going to buy like a full-size NARS lip gloss, but like this is fucking adorable. I'm not gonna lie. So I spent my Sephora points on it, so I'm going to see how it works with this little like baby applicator. Okay, so then that is what that color looks like on the lips. Now, this is kind of an interesting formula because I'm not sure if this is supposed to be more of a lip gloss or more of their version of like a liquid lipstick. Like, it feels like an even mix of wanting to be a gloss and then also wanting to be a liquid lipstick. I like it in the sense that it feels hydrating, but I just can't help but think that this is gonna like move all over my face. I don't know, it's kind of weird, so I'm definitely going to try it out, maybe touch base with you guys later on to let you know just sort of like how I actually feel about this. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. This was just like a 100-point perk, I think, so, you know, figured I'd pick it up. I realized it's actually, like, it is a red, but it's more of like a softer red. But yeah, I can definitely tell it's like moving around, so I have a feeling it's not going to stay like nice and crisp like this. So yeah, that wraps up day one using the Shade Light Eye palette. Let me know in the comments down below, do you guys have this palette? I know it's been around for some time now, and I think it's still available at Sephora and stuff too. I think it's just part of their permanent collection. So yeah, let me know in the comments how you feel about this palette and everything. Leave anything you want down in the comments below, and I'll be happy to read it and respond to it when I can. And yeah, hopefully everyone is doing good, and until my next video, I'll talk to all of you soon. Bye!